I didn't make a whole lot of money. They didn't have the 10% bonus. If you didn't do your quota, you got no check. We only got a 4% recruiting bonus, and there was no cash for recruiting new people. I wasn't making a whole lot of money. But I loved this company enough that I went out and did the Queen's Court of recruiting and recruited over 25 people, the 25th anniversary for Mary Kay, qualified people. You know what? Mary Kay said something profound to me. If you really love doing what you're doing, if you're having fun, then you need to share it with other people. Some of them are going to want to go higher than you do, and some of them aren't going to go anywhere near where you do. But if you loved it enough to join, I want you to think about it. Wouldn't you want to pass it on? So that's the two parts of the business, and that's the financial picture. So what is full circle? You know, we talked about goals. I hope I just gave you some goals. And it goes even bigger and better. On to the Grand Prix, on to the Cadillac, and we'll share that with you when you're ready. And on to National Sales Director, which gives you a family security program. It's like a retirement program where the company will take your last 5 years, take the best 3 out of 5, and give you 70%. Number one person retired last year with over $750,000 a year for the next 15 years. How many of you think it might be worth it to work hard in the beginning and build an incredible base? Because once it exponentially begins to grow, you will be paid over and over and over again for what you have done. So let's talk what Full Circle is. Full Circle is holding the skincare class. Although it might be my meeting Linda, handing her a brochure and giving her a card. She buys a product from me because she doesn't have a consultant, and that brings in the integrity level. If Linda has a consultant, I need to refer her back to her consultant. We believe in do unto others like you would like them to do unto you. Maybe I talked to her about recruiting and didn't even realize she had a consultant. I need to refer her back to that consultant. That is the right way, the principles upon which this company was built. So I give Linda a brochure and a card. I find out that she loves Mary Kay, and I go, great, who's your consultant? Linda says to me, I don't have anybody that takes care of me. It's probably been 2 years since I've bought any products. And I'm going, yeah, but I don't say it out loud. I go, great, I'd love to be your consultant. Is there any reason why I couldn't take care of you? No? Perfect. You know what? If it's been 2 years, I would guess, Linda, that you have not been updated and you don't even know what's out there. Am I right? When would be a good time for us to get together? Could you squeeze in 1 hour of your precious, valuable time to get together with me and let me update you with the products?
Yes.
Great. When's a good time? Beginning of the week, end of the week?
Beginning.
As much as possible, try to book them in the very beginning rather than try to call them later, because we lose a lot of people that we can never get a hold of, and I believe we get discouraged sometimes, and yet we shouldn't. Everything is statistics. Everything is a numbers game. So I've got Linda, and I schedule her for an appointment. Now, Full Circle is she's used the product before, so I'm going to take her one step further, and I'm going to say, Linda, is there any reason why you couldn't share that with a couple of friends over a cup of coffee?
No.
Great. We set it up, and then I say, I have a great hostess program where I can share some products with you and give you some freebies as a thank you. Would you prefer to share it with 2 or 3, which is a mini class, or a maxi, which is 5 or 6?
2 or 3.
2 or 3, great. Okay, we've got you down for Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Now, that's the first part of the Full Circle. I warm chatter booked her. Now I'm turning it into a class. From the class, my goal is to go away with no less than 2 skincare classes. Why 2 being the magical number? If each class is worth a minimum of $100 profit in your pocket and you walk away, you've just left $200 in cash, bills sitting on the table. You have just closed the door and ended your business. Don't do that. Walk back in the door and say, I'm so sorry, I forgot the most important thing. I forgot to schedule your checkup facial. The minute I get to my skincare class and I start doing Linda's class, I'm going to mention checkup facial. And I'll tell you in a second how I'm going to do that when I go into booking from the class. But I give Linda the brochure, so that's number 1 scenario. Now we're going to a class, and I'm going to book from the class. That's my Full Circle. Then she's going to become a reorder customer. If she's a reorder customer, how can I take her Full Circle? To call Sharon and to say, Sharon, you know, I'm just giving you a call. We have some brand new products. I am so excited. We have this fabulous Cellushape that helps the cellulite on your thighs. I'm sure you don't have any, but I sure did. And I began to see it disappear on the inside of my thighs. I am dying to get together with you and show you this product. And I realized that I neglected you a little bit, and I didn't get over and show you the Even Complexion Essence when it came out and our Age Fighting Lip Primer. Knowing that you're, you know, over 30, am I right? knowing she's quite a bit over and joking with her, then I will set up an appointment at maybe at Sharon's lunchtime at work to go show her those products. And then suggest when she places an order with me, what else are you running short on, Sharon? I want to make sure I take care of you. By the way, is there any reason you couldn't get a couple girls from the office to come in at the same time? I'll have a great thank you gift for you. Another way to go full circle. The rest of full circle, then to take them to the marketing. After I've sold them the products, booked a class with them, let them watch me make money, then I say, Sharon, at every skincare class, I always look for quality, qualified women who I think would be an asset to Mary Kay Cosmetics. And tonight, I was watching you. I think you'd be great doing what I do. Is there any reason why we couldn't get together, maybe over a Coke or a cup of coffee, and sit down and talk about it?
Okay.
Great. And then make sure you have your recruiting packet to give to her. Always, always, always have a recruiting packet. So you can give it to her at the show, and the next time you're going to see her, she's had time to start going through it. Better yet, even have a CD or a DVD in there for her to watch on the company. All right, so that's our full circle. Taking them from facial or reorder to class, or if they started a class, booking them from the class. And then booking more classes, offering the Mary Kay opportunity. They're not all going to say yes. But you know what? Statistics show in the recruiting part of it, if I have a deck of cards, there's 13 face cards. Statistics will tell you, if I talk to 1 out of 10, most new consultants, when they get their first recruit, it was an accident. It was a mistake. They didn't even know what they were doing. They brought them to a guest function, and the person signed up in most of those cases. However, after you've done 10 interviews, now you may get 3 out of 10, but if you do, somewhere else it's going to take more. The majority of people will be 1 or 2 out of 10, and then every third person after that you talk to will probably sign up. If you divide 12 into 52, it says 1 out of 4. And if you do 1 out of 10 for the first, and the next 12 are 1 out of 3, would we agree there's 12 face cards? So if I take a deck of cards and I shuffle them and I take one, I flip it, oh, it's a 2. I flip it, it's a 3. Oh, it's a 9. Oh, it's an 11. Oh, it's a face card. I got to recruit. That's how I want you to think of this business, part of the numbers game. It's all a numbers game. We get some yeses, we get some nos. It doesn't matter. But if you can get 12 face cards, you will be on target or winning a free card from Mary Kay. So the sooner you do it, the faster you do it, the quicker you'll be behind the wheel of your Red Vibe or your Grand Prix. And that's the full circle that you need to be successful. One of the things that a lot of consultants ask about is what kind of support system do we have if we recruit somebody out of town? And that's such a great question, because you don't want to get them started in the business, or those of you that are in our unit, and 90% of our unit is out of state, and you're wondering, well, how am I going to get my training? Where do I get my resources and support systems? So I want to give you a couple different support systems that are extremely helpful. Number one is my UnitNet website. I pay someone to update that for me, and if you go in, you will get lots of great ideas for selling the products, for booking appointments, tips and techniques. Your name will be recognized when you are achieving, and you'll see people in there. So it's important that you update me with the information that's going on through the Mary Kay in Touch website and your weekly accomplishment sheet, because that's where we generate all of our information for newsletters. So the UnitNet website is www.unitnet.com/million-achievers, MILLIONACHIEVERS. The M is capitalized, the A is capitalized, everything else scrunched in, no spaces. When you go to that website, there is a guest book. And the only way that I know you've been to my website is for you to sign the guest book. So would you please go to the guest book and sign it, and let me know what you liked in that UnitNet website. You can also go to other websites of other directors. The more people that look at a website, it moves it up into the top 10 or top 20 of the websites that are visited. Also, if you have any questions that you need help with, you can always go to that website and leave a message. There is an 800 number that I have for you. You can call it 24 hours a day, or a local number for the local people. At this point, that number goes to a voicemail in the sky. I've had the same 800 number for 15 years and I don't want to give it up. So I just check it every couple days. If you need me to check it every day, you need to call a different number then. But if it's late at night and you are so excited, you just had a $600 class or you got a new recruit and you can't stand it, call 1-800-576-MKAY. Okay, 1-800-576-MKAY. And I think that's 6529, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out on your phone. Mary Kay provides for us, under a program called MK Learn, 2 different things that are available to you. One is a media center that you can go to, and you can order all kinds of CDs. I like to think of my car as my university on wheels, and I know that a lot of my consultants use their car as a system for training while they're traveling back and forth to work or on long trips. It's also a great way to train your kids to be positive. When my kids were younger, at about 16, they asked me if they could be like normal kids and if they could listen to music instead of all this positive motivational. I was starving and I found the Lord and I found food. We don't eat peanut butter and jelly anymore. We now have money and we can go out and have a steak for dinner when we want it, all because of Mary Kay. They used to laugh their heads off and make fun of all the stories that they heard. But don't kid yourselves, it influenced and impacted their lives in a very, very positive way. So I highly recommend that you take advantage of what Mary Kay puts out. And the price, $2 a piece for a CD. What a great, incredible learning tool. Sometimes I have paid as much as $259 for a set of somebody's tapes because to me it was worth the investment to improve who I was and to build my business. Also on the systems that are set into place for you, conference calls. Every Monday at noon I have a standard conference call that other directors and consultants are on. That number you will get in an email or you can call me for that. And the reason I don't want to put it in the DVDs is that number can change. It's based on the company that we're working with and they are allowed to go in and change it after a year of using it or 6 months of using it. So I don't want you to get messed up on that. I always use the same PIN code though because I'm allowed to choose that, and that's 10,000 pound. And let me tell you why I choose that. I'll never forget the first day I had a $10,000 check in 1 month from this company. And every time you punch in a conference call, 10,000 pound, I want you to think, what would I do with my first $10,000 check? All right? So that's why I use that for my conference calls. But every single Monday, we are waiting for you with open arms if you can be on at that time. And if not, every other Sunday at 8 o'clock East Coast time, and the 12 noon is East Coast time. So put yourself in whatever time zone you're in and back it up so you know which conference call you should be on. As you're stepping up the ladder of success, and you're smart enough to know, I don't want to stay just a consultant. I don't want to just be a senior consultant with 1 recruit. I don't just want to be a red jacket with 3 recruits. I don't just want to be a team leader with 5 recruits. But I want it all. I want that 13% recruiting check. I want the free car. I want to be driving free for the rest of my life. And I want the extra 13% director's check and the 10% bonus. Then you want to be on the Stepping On Up Directors and Tenders call. And that is for the few that choose. They are committed. They must achieve certain levels. And once we're really sure you're focused on it, and you have at least 10 appointments on your books, then every 2 days, usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we select a time for you to call in on a conference call. And you report in with 5 different questions. How much did I sell since the last time we talked? How much did I sell at my last appointment? Those would be combined. Who have I invited to the next meeting? Who did I talk to about the opportunity and what happened? And last but not least, what do I hope to accomplish between now and the time that I talk to you? Those are 5 questions, whether you're on a 3-time-a-week conference call with me or just good questions for you to answer when you call me. Let me answer any questions that you need answered and then say, by the way, this is how much I've sold since the last time I've talked to you. This is how many bookings I've gotten. These are the people I'm talking to about the opportunity, and this is who I'm bringing to next week's meeting. Or this is who I took to last week's meeting, and I'd like you to follow up on them. I do 3-way conference calls, and that is to help you recruit. I don't expect you just to go get your first recruit by yourself. I want you to use me. I want you to use my knowledge and my experience. That 34 years is just bursting out, wanting to help one more person step up that ladder of success, like Linda, who's made a commitment to become a director, and to help you get there as quickly as you can. But we have to play ball with each other. And if I bounce the ball to you and you don't bounce it back, I can't help you. That's why those conference calls are designed only for the people that come to meetings or on our regular conference calls, and then they get a one-on-one call with me 1, 2, 3 times a week based on how much they're doing. Success meeting, it's a necessity. It truly is the most important thing that you can do for your business. And it's funny when we say that, we always applaud the people that are there, but the ones that aren't there are the ones that are missing out and not climbing up and using their full God-given potential because they don't even know what they're missing out on. Our newsletters, they come out once a month. If you don't have an email address with Mary Kay's website, we personally mail you a newsletter. If you have access to the website, you can go into unitnet.com, the Million Achievers, and it is listed in there. Just look for a newsletter. All you have to do is click on it and it will open up the newsletter for you. Sometimes I'll even send another reminder email putting that website so you can just hit that button and that will remind you